Good morning. Happy Friday. It is Erica with Holy Rustic and Redheaded Princess Designs, and I thought this morning we would paint our pumpkin insert for our windmill. So this is our windmill interchangeable that you can grab on our website. It has lots of different seasonal inserts that you can pop in and out. This is the one I've had in for quite some time now. It is our cute little beehive. So this morning, we're going to do a little pumpkin insert for this. So I'm going to set this to the side. I have my pumpkin insert here. So come in, say hey, let me know how your week has been. It is Friday. It was a short week for most people. Monday was a holiday. I always feel like short weeks are not short. They seem longer than ever, even though you had an extra day for a weekend. And it just puts everything behind. Even though, like, I own my own business and I don't really take extra days off, it still feels like it messes everything up. Morning, I am going to work on getting some orders out. I've got creative outlet boxes that need to head out the door, and I have 65 canvases that I need to get traced for a class tomorrow morning. So lots to do and never enough hours in the day. If you are a small business owner, you totally get it. I saw something the other day that said, when you own your own business, you get to choose what 80 hours a week you would like to work, and that is so true. Good morning, Ray. So true. All right, so this is our pumpkin insert. So we've got this sign here. This back piece gets covered up like so. So we'll paint this up. The baby kittens are running around like crazy this morning. They've gotten so big, and every day they just get more and more personalities. I've been trying to get them to eat canned kitten food. They're not loving it. They just aren't ready, I guess. But they kept acting like they wanted to eat the regular food. I don't know. I looked it up, and it said at 3 to 4 weeks they should start eating food, solids. I was like, okay, but they're not buying it. They're not buying it. All right, I'm going to dry brush a little bit of white on here to kind of give this a little bit of a wood look, and then we'll do the same thing with a little bit of black. I have to be careful because that brown is still damp, so if I blend it too much, I'm going to end up with just one color. So I'm just dry my brush off, tiny bit of paint, wipe 90% of it off, and then just super light pressure, we're going to come right across that board. And I'm actually just going to pull that black right around the edges and not across the middle, like so. All right, so there's that piece. We've got 3 pumpkins here, so I'm thinking I'll do this big one in orange, and then maybe we'll do a green or blue pumpkin, and then another orange one. I don't know what is going on with my eyeliner this morning. It looks like it's like way out there. I don't know. Sorry, side note here. Next week is a super busy week. We have so many fun classes. Tuesday, we are at Shirley's Pizzeria for our fall woman, I think I called her Witchy Woman painting. Wednesday night is our kids class at Hunter Station Pizza here in Sellersburg. We're painting Mr. Bones, and it's super cute painting, super easy, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I do still have seats available for that class, so bring the kiddos out, come have some pizza, and make a fun night of it. And then Thursday night, we will be at the beautiful Forest Edge Winery out in Shepherdsville. for Spooky Nights, I think is the painting we're doing out there. We are prepping for Community Days in Charlestown, which is coming up quickly. Trying to get things painted for that. I registered last week for our spot at the Winter Market in Charlestown. We love partnering with the town of Charlestown. So we'll be at the Winter Market all the weekends this year. Let's see. I'm going to dry this real quick. And go back over that. So that orange, it's one of those super transparent colors. So you want to, I put down a little bit of extra white and then I'm going to go back over it. Anytime you paint pumpkins, while you're painting your pumpkins, you want to follow the curves of the pumpkins. I'm actually going to do this grass. Where things set. I'm going to do this grass real quick. And then we'll come back over our pumpkin. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of green. And let's just grab 2 shades of green. A darker one and a lighter one. And we'll come in and do this grass. This bottom portion here goes down inside the windmill, so I don't have to worry about that as much as I do just these top pieces of grass here. So we're just going to load our brush up a little bit of both greens, maybe a little white, and we're just going to paint that grass in. I will say our fall classes are filling up. So Tuesday night's class is sold out at Shirelli's, and then when I was looking, I think that was yesterday, there were several classes that only had, 2 or 3 spots left. So make sure if there's a class that you want to attend that you save your spots. Go ahead and grab your tickets because once they're gone, they're gone. And a lot of times I cannot fit in any extra people. I know that sometimes during the summer months, we are able to squeeze people in last minute because classes don't fill up as much. People are busy doing other things. But fall, holidays, those classes do tend to fill up and sell out. So if you have not been with us through a holiday season before, I just want to give you that warning so you don't wait until the night before to go get your spot and then be like, why can't I make it in the class? All right, we're gonna paint the bottom where these pumpkins are sitting with that green as well. We've got our new kits released on the website yesterday. We have our BOGO voting. It's our buy one, get one free. We always do one kit every month. That is a buy one, get one free. It's a fun little way to have a paint party, paint night at home for a reasonable price. So we have that voting going on over in our Craft Kits group. So if you're not already a member of our Craft Kits group, go check that out. It's Holy Rustic and it's called the Craft Kits group. We do post just special deals in there, and then also you get the chance to vote on special deals and stuff. But those new kits did drop yesterday. There are so many cute things that I want to paint. Fall, Halloween, and of course Christmas stuff. This will probably be the last of the fall stuff that we release, and probably for the rest of the year it will be all Christmas and holiday wintry stuff. For the holiday season, do you make gifts or buy them? It's one reason why we like to get those things out there soon, because I know some people do use those as gifts. Our ornament kits make great gifts. You can paint those ornaments up and give them with your Christmas cards or whatever. and they do make fun little gifts. I love giving them to those people who maybe you don't know well enough to really like buy them anything, but you want to still say thanks for all you do throughout the year. Ornaments are great for that. Opal says both. Love that. I don't do many homemade gifts for like family and stuff. I just don't I would love to, but I just don't have the time. I would need to be making those in like January, I think. That pumpkin stem. So just follow the curves of those pumpkins I was talking, and I didn't really show you. I'll show you on this one here. I'm gonna grab a smaller brush. So when you paint pumpkins, you want to follow the curves of the pumpkin. So we're gonna give this guy a base coat of orange. And then we're just gonna follow those pumpkin ridges with our brush to help it maintain that shape. So I'm going to pick up a tiny bit of brown while that orange is wet, and I'm going to go right up those ridges. I'm going to come along the bottom. That's where our shadow would be. He's sitting down in the grass. And then I just kind of wipe my brush off. I'm going to pick up a small amount of white, put that white kind of in the middles of those pumpkin ridges and up along the top. And then come back with some more of that orange and just kind of go right back over top of everything. The key here is to not overblend your paint so that you have that variation in colors. If you go over it too many times, what ends up happening is you just make a whole new color. And instead of having the shadows and highlights, you have a new color. So you don't want to overblend it. And we're going to paint the stem. Tell me what you think. Should we do this one in green or teal? I'm thinking since it's sitting in the green grass, we should do a teal. So let's grab some teal. We'll paint this guy. I could get a different brush, a bigger brush, but I have this one in my hand, so we're just going to use it. We're going to make it work. Yesterday I took about 120 packages to the post office for our large order that's going out. My friend Karen at Over the Artsy Moon is doing her fall pumpkin palooza. So we've partnered with her to offer a 3D door hanger with her design on it. It is an online class. There is still space if you want to jump in on that. I did post about it here on our page, maybe last week. So you can do that, but we have been working on helping her get those orders out and dropped about 120 of them at the post office yesterday. I've got some that I need to try to get out today. So hopefully we'll be able to make that happen today. I had been waiting all week on boxes. FedEx was supposed to have dropped them off like Sunday, and they never got here. And they just kept, like every day, they kept sending me messages. They would say they'd be here by like 2 o'clock, and then they never showed up. They were like, your package has been delayed again. Finally got here yesterday. I was so thankful that they finally got here. All right, so there is our little teal pumpkin. Like that little, there we go. And we'll do that stem. Okay. And then we've got some acorns and some big leaves here. So, yay, I'm so glad you got yours, Donna Jo. I love Karen. She is so sweet. I actually met her on in a accountability group for small business owners a couple years ago, and she's really sweet. We've gone on a couple trips together and met up and done some fun, just kind of business business owner talk type stuff, and she's really, really sweet. I absolutely love her. So I'm so glad that we get to partner with her for that. All right, so here's our little acorns. I'm doing the tops in the dark brown and the bottoms in just a tan. Super simple. I got a sponge to paint those, but I've got this brush, so we're just gonna go with it right now. Anybody else do that? Like sometimes I pick up a brush and that is the brush that I use just for the whole dang thing. All right, here's our leaves. We're gonna do these in some green. These are some really giant leaves. I know pumpkins do have really big leaves, but these seem extra large to me. I think that one must be supposed to have an acorn sitting there. It's got a funny shape. Of course, this one has the same odd shape, so I don't know. All right, let's take a little bit of that darker green, and we'll just kind of go around the edges here of our leaves. Especially since this one is so big, I just want to make it a little bit more interesting, so it doesn't just look like a big old green blob. And I'm just going to kind of tap with my brush. I'm not using the top of my brush. You don't want to damage your brushes, but I'm just kind of using this side to just kind of tap around to add just a little dimension to this leaf. Let's put just a smidge of white kind of in the middle-ish part. It's one leaf, and we'll add a little bit of interest to this one as well with a little bit of that dark green right around the edge. The kittens are, I don't know what they're doing. They're into all kinds of things in here. All right, there's our tiny baby leaf. I think we just have these words left. What? So they're going on this brown sign. Should we do them in white maybe? Thinking black is going to be too dark. Let's do them white. So remember, every kit that you get from us is going to include a makeup sponge. It's going to include your paint to paint up, just like the example, and you're going to get a little bottle of E6000. These makeup sponges you can use over and over and over again. I just clip the ends until there's almost nothing left. And I like to use the big rectangle part to paint with, rather than like the sides or the triangular end. And the reason why I do that is because it does make it easy to just clip off and keep using. It's gonna need 2 coats of white, and we just do a tiny little bit of paint at a time. The makeup sponge will keep you from pushing paint down into the grooves and stuff, especially on things like letters. If I took my paintbrush and loaded it up and brushed it across here, I would most likely end up with big globs of paint in between my letters. So by using this sponge, I'm just lightly adding a layer of paint to the top. It also helps keep those sides nice and clean so it doesn't end up looking messy. All right, I think that's it. That's pretty easy. Pretty easy, and I'm seeing that I left the top off this glue. I bet it is all dried up in there. Let's see if we can get some out. I've got another bottle sitting over there. This one may need some surgery. I'll just grab this one. Maybe. I've got a tiny one here. I'm going to use the tiny one because I don't want to fight with that right now. So this is how your kit's going to come. You're going to get your paints and your sponges and one tiny bottle of E6000. We love the E6000 glue because it has a longer dry time. It gives you a chance to kind of move things around, and it is a super strong hold glue. So you don't need very much glue. Just a little dab will do ya. I like to just kind of barely run that glue right up against there so I don't have any big globs of glue coming out from behind my piece. We're going to glue this guy on. And once it's dry, it has a really, really good hold. It's not going anywhere. Just line those bottom pieces up and set that guy there. For our words, if you have tiny words, this set of words is not too bad. But anything smaller, you can take a toothpick or a paintbrush that you use exclusively for glue and use that to run your glue on if you need to, so it doesn't get messy on you. Then we've got our etched lines here, so we know exactly where to put our words. All right, now we've got to decide what to do with these giant leaves. So let's put one up here on our big pumpkin, and let's put one over here on our smaller pumpkin. We've got some acorns. Now I want to be mindful because this has to go down inside of our windmill, so I don't want to put anything below this line here. So when I do my acorns, I want to be aware of that. So I'm going to stick one over here. Thank you, Opal. All right, let's put one. I don't want to just like, I feel like there should be one up here on top of this leaf. But does that look really crazy to have an acorn kind of floating in the air? We're going to go with it. I don't care. I don't want them to be like just evenly spaced out across the bottom. All right, that's a good spot. I don't know where they were in the original picture, but that's where we're putting them right now. Let's grab a smaller brush. We're going to come in and add a few little details. Details are what really makes everything pop. So I just like to do lines and dots. Super simple. Just almost like little highlights on things. Helps bring it all to life. Don't have to outline everything, but just a few little swishes can really make it look more interesting. Oh, thank you, Donna Jo. All right, so we're gonna go around this way. Now with that E6000 glue, you do want to let everything lay flat for a good 24 hours before you move it around. I have picked pieces up before that I thought were dry, went ahead and displayed them or hung them up, and then walked back in the room later and realized that they weren't quite dry because everything has moved as gravity takes hold. So be aware of that. You want to let it lay flat for a good 24 hours. In about 15 or 20 minutes, it's going to seem like that glue is set, but I promise you it is not. So do not be fooled. Let your pieces lay down for a good 24 hours before you go display them, because there's nothing worse than spending all this time working on painting this up and then everything getting messed up with the glue. Wood glue or super glue. The reason why I don't love super glue is because it is such a permanent quick hold that if I accidentally set something down in the wrong spot, I don't have a chance to fix it. It's going to be where it is. The wood glue I find sometimes doesn't have as much of a hold as like the E6000 does. Yeah, Opal, it happens. It happens. It's why I always warn people. You have to, you think it's dry, but it is totally not. The wood glue I feel like sometimes doesn't have as strong as of a hold, and it often doesn't dry clear. So the E6000 does dry clear. It's going to be shiny if it seeps up underneath your pieces, but it is going to dry clear for you. Yeah, I've had that happen several times. I know, these kitties, they're everywhere. They're all over in here. And anytime I come in here, they think that I need to like hold them and play with them. And so when they hear my voice, they start screaming. All right, I think that's looking pretty good. What do we think? So cute, so easy, so simple. So this is going to go in our windmill. I'll show you real quick. This is our interchangeable windmill. These pieces also work with our interchangeable cutting board. It's the same designs. So if you have that, you can put these same pieces in there. I'm not going to shove it down in there until it dries because I want to be sure that I don't mess anything up. But it's just going to sit right down inside. There's a little slot here, and it just slides right down in there. And once everything's nice and dry, then I can be a little more forceful with it and kind of push it down in there. I may not have wanted to put that paint there, but it's okay. It's what it is. So, anywho's, that is our pumpkin interchangeable for our windmill. I hope that you're having an amazing Friday. I hope you had a great week. Go out and do something fun this weekend. Enjoy this gorgeous fall-like weather that we have going on. And then don't forget to check out our classes if you're local. It moved. What moved? I think it's okay. This piece did move a little bit. Oh, I see. The bottom moved. See? This is why you have to let it lay down. Thanks, Opal. All right. Anywho's, have a great week, y'all. And I will see you next week. Bye.